What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to look at the Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin reviews. They came out this morning, and they're kind of all over the place. I mean, the game on Metacritic right now has a 73 based off of 36 reviews, so it's not bad. I mean, this is one of those situations where it's like, okay, well, a 73, and then you have to decide, well, in your internal ranking, is a 7 a horrible game? Do you only play games that are 9s? It just depends on the person you are. But what's interesting about this for me, and the reason I wanted to make this video truly, is because this was one of those games that I really wasn't sure of. I've made videos on the main channel talking about things like Ghostwire Tokyo and also Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and those two games I was also a little unsure of, but I was more willing to give it a chance and more excited for it than this game, specifically this game, because this is another game during this time. You know, I'm still playing Elden Ring, I'm still playing Horizon. I just wasn't sure of it, and honestly, the reviews don't help it whatsoever, because this is kind of a middling, well, from what I've seen at least, right? These are just what other people have said. This seems to just be kind of a middling game. I don't really know how to feel about it still, and it doesn't scream, hey, buy me. So again, it's 73 based off of 36 scores. It actually has a 20 or a 2 out of 10 from NME. I feel like I've heard of these people before. I don't know if they are normally people that give horrible scores, but they are the lowest by a lot. And just on like the blurb that's on Metacritic, it doesn't sound like the game is a 2 out of 10. The next lowest score is a 5. Games Radar gave it a 5. There's 2 6s from Push Square and VG247, but NME is a 2, so it's a whole 3 points lower. And then you have the highest scores being like an 87, an 85, 85. There's actually quite a few. There's a lot of 8s. There's like, oh man, maybe like 10 or so 8s. So, and then you also have, though, at the same time, probably 10 or so 7s, maybe a little less than 10. But so really, the game either is an 8, it's a 7. There's one person thinks it's a 2. There's a couple that think it's like almost a 9, right? I watched ACG's review of it. I Skill Up, as of right now, didn't do a review of it, which is kind of interesting. But ACG did a review on it as well. I watched some of his. It really just seems like the game is a mixed bag from everything that I've read from these people and everything I've watched. Now, I have to stay pretty consistent, and I'm going to stay pretty consistent. These are these people's opinions, and if you don't agree with these people's opinions, that is totally cool. In fact, I want to hear from you. Let me know, what you've thought of the game so far in terms of, the previews that have been shown and all that stuff. Let me know what you guys think. But, these reviews are not a be-all, end-all. It's just, again, from where I'm coming from, and the reason why I wanted to make this video is, like, I was never too into this game. Now, I do like Final Fantasy, and I will be supporting future Final Fantasy games, but I just was never really sure about this game, and it seems like gameplay is king. Gameplay is incredibly good here. The thing is, right, and people have had this discussion, well, can gameplay save a game? Well, this may be the game to prove it or not prove it, right? Because it seems like everybody likes the gameplay. When the gameplay works, the gameplay works really well, but the level design is awful. The characters, the story is, well, I've seen conflicting things. Some people say the story is awful. Some people say it's just very bland and nobody cares about it. That seems like the high of the, from the people's opinions. So it seems like the story's not very good. The characters are not very good. The level design's not very good. The audio is not very good. Really, again, from what I have seen, it's like the gameplay is good, and that's kind of it. And then, again, like, I'm not saying anything massively negative to it. I recently, over the last maybe week or two, I've kind of just in my head thought, all right, well, because you look at the release schedule for these games coming out, after the beginning of April, it's pretty dead. There's a couple games in the middle of May that I'm interested in, but there's really nothing else. Now, maybe other games fill in the gaps of May, June, maybe God of War, Hogwarts Legacy, whatever, but if they don't, and those months are completely dead, I could see myself buying this game in like June, on sale, like $30-$40, and playing it and getting an okay value out of it, and playing it in June when I'm really honestly like, what else am I going to be playing during that time? That's in my mind where I've been at over the last week or two. And again, I think this one this game is, or I guess what people are saying about this game, it's kind of helping, what I've thought of it. Even like ACG, right, his motto of the whole like buy weights, never touch, that kind of stuff. This really does, in my opinion, this seems like a game where it's like a wait for a sale game, because it's got stuff that's good. It doesn't take itself seriously, right? It's all over the place. It's wacky. It's crazy, which, and that could be good. People could actually like that, right? And that's fine. But it doesn't seem like it's a game, A, for everybody, and B, even for the group that it's going for, it doesn't even seem to be for everybody in that group. So this seems to be a pretty specific, people are going to like this game or appreciate this game, maybe because of it. I have seen like maybe like a cult classic kind of thing. I think PlayStation Lifestyle said that, where it's like this game has a lot of flaws, but it also isn't afraid to just be so wildly different that it's, it's unafraid of being that. So it's like, yeah, this game may actually catch on. But again, for me, with Ghostwire, I mean, I'm playing Ghostwire. They gave me the code for it. I've said that on the main channel. Like, I'm playing Ghostwire Tokyo. There's still Elden Ring. I'm still playing Horizon. I have to get back to Sifu. I still have Dying Light, collecting dust, right? So I have all of these games that I still need to play. I just don't really think this game stood out enough for me. But again, I've been thinking it for a while. This does seem like a game, give me it for half off in another 2 or 3 months when there's not a lot of other things coming out, or maybe none at all. And I think this game suddenly has a lot of value. You know what I mean? So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if the reviews kind of line up with what you've thought, or just, your opinions on it. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all on tomorrow's video.